Okay, y'all. Sorry I ran a little late. I kind of got caught up in something. So, not late by that much, I guess, in terms of my start time. So, everybody, it's good to see you all here. We're going to talk about California's reparation package, which has pretty much sent an uproar all over social media. And this package that they put together, a lot of people are upset because they excluded direct payments for the descendants of the enslaved. And, nothing pertaining to money should be excluded in light of the fact that these migrants, we just found out the Holocaust uh, victims' heirs are getting money. We know the Native Americans, they never stop getting money. So, being that all these other groups, money is never off the table for them. But when it comes down to us, money is off the table. Come on, put it in there anyway. Even if you know they're going to object, put it in there anyway. Let them sit and justify why everybody else in this mug can get direct cash payments and we can't. Let them keep explaining it, because the more they do it, the more racist they sound. And the bottom line is, even if I feel they'll fight against it, I'm putting it in there anyway. I am. But they decided to exclude it. And, it just goes to show you that even when you have Black lawmakers, they're more interested in satisfying the people that naturally hate us than they are to satisfy the group that they come from. And that is a problem, especially when it comes down to politics. We see this all over. We see it on the local level. We see it on the state level. We see it on the federal level. It doesn't matter what level it is. These Black politicians are not there to serve us. And they prove it over and over again. And we have to see it for what it is. That's why I hear people, oh, vote locally. Even locally, these politicians are sellouts. I certainly see it around me. They may do a little more, but is it really making an impact? I want to ask you that. Is it really truly making a big impact? These cops are killing you on the local level. Most of these police shootings are on the local level. Open your eyes and see what's going on. Most of the bad educational system that our kids are in, that's on the local level. These high ass property taxes, that's on the local level. All right. Them taking Black history out of the schools, that's on the local level. What gains, even if you got some, the negative stuff far outweighs the benefits. And we just got to face the fact it doesn't matter what level politics are on, it's not going to benefit us in a big way. It's not. I mean, I'm looking at the local politics around me. Most of these Black politicians, even on the local level, they're a bunch of raccoons. Because I see a lot of people pushing that. Okay, so the next time an unarmed Black man is shot, you let me know whether that's on the local level or not. The vast majority of them are on the local level. And they're not doing nothing to the and on the local level, they're not doing anything to stop these police departments. So I get tired of hearing that from our people. We're not making that many gains on no local level either, not the way we should be. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And let's talk about this package that California has put together. And we got every right to be upset with these lawmakers for not having the backbone to do the right thing. They do these packages excluding direct payments out of fear. They fear how white people are going to feel. Let's just say what it is. They're in fear about what the white folks in California are going to say. And what other reason is there? So let's get to it. California introduces first in nation slavery reparations package. This is just like, was it Evansville? Yeah, remember when they put their package out and was all on the media boasting about it, and we found out that didn't have any direct cash payments either. Oh yeah, the media will gladly put you on, and you'll get publicity as long as it don't have cash in it, just like this. The set of bills notably excludes direct cash payments. So, California state lawmakers introduced a slate of reparation bills on Wednesday, including a proposal to restore property taken by race based cases of eminent domain and a potentially unconstitutional measure to provide state funding for specific groups. The package marks a first in the nation effort to give restitution to Black Americans who have been harmed by centuries of racist policies and practices. Well, if that's what you were trying to do, then it should have included direct cash payments, period. California legislative push is the accumulation of years of research and debate, including 111 pages of recommendations issued last year by the task force. Other states like Colorado, New York, and Massachusetts have commissioned reparations studies or task forces, but California is the first to attempt to turn those ideas into laws. The 14 measures introduced by the Legislative Black Caucus touched on education, civil rights, and criminal justice, including reviving a year old effort to restrict solitary confinement that failed to make it out of the State House as recently as last year. Not included is any type of financial compensation to descendants of Black slaves, a polarizing proposal that has received a cool response from many Democrats, including Governor Gavin Newsom. So it just proves right there. Now listen, Governor Gavin Newsom is giving free health care to all illegals in the state of California, but he don't want direct cash payments for the descendants of slaves. I want y'all to think about that. He's willing to shell out millions of dollars to cover health care for illegal people that don't pay one dime of taxpayer money. He's willing to do that, but he's cool on the fact of giving direct payments to the descendants of slaves. Okay, so a package is good to Gavin Newsom as long as not any money to the Black residents of the state of California. Wow. And you heard the Democratic Party is not for direct cash payments. But did you ever hear of the Democratic Party being against the descendants of the Holocaust victims of getting direct payments? Have you ever heard of the Democratic Party being against the Native Americans getting direct cash payments? Have you heard of the Democrats objecting to the immigrants getting direct cash payments? Because all of those groups are getting that right now as I speak. You don't hear them saying one word about objecting to it. But when it comes to us, all of a sudden they got a problem with everything pertaining to direct cash payments. I want you to pay attention to that. This is your Democratic Party saying these things, but they think you should go out there and vote for them and keep them in office. Okay, that's what they believe. Okay. While many only associate direct cash payments with reparations, the true meaning of the word to repair involves much more. No, 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 no. It must include direct cash payments or it's not reparations. Ladies and gentlemen, if they don't include direct cash payments, it's nothing but programs. Okay, that's all it is. It's programs. It's not reparations without cash payments. And see, this is the slick way they keep trying to sell these packages to our community. Oh, well, there's other ways you can do reparations. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. There is no other way to do reparations with direct cash payments. Now, you want to throw all this other stuff in, that's fine. But if you don't get direct cash payments, all you got are programs. Never forget that. That's all you got. So they really put a package, labeled the package reparations, but at the end of the day, it's just programs. That's not reparations. That's not what this is. All right, let's go on. Assembly member Lori Wilson, chair of the caucus, said in a statement, "We need a comprehensive approach to dismantle the legacy of slavery and systemic racism." Let's talk about that. I don't mean to keep stopping, but it's just some points I want to make. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be for real. As long as the system of white supremacy is in place, there is no replacing it with anything else. It don't need replacing. It needs to be completely dismantled. But these folks are not going to dismantle it. It's not going to be dismantled. And they're not looking. You don't hear them talking about, okay, we need to just do things differently and turn this around. They're never going to say this. Let's be real. They are never, ever going to say that, because if they say that, then they're relinquishing power, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it unless they're in a position to, they're forced to do it. And ultimately, that's what's going to happen. They're going to be forced, their hand is going to be forced. But do it on their own. I mean, you can say those things, but ultimately it's fantasy talk. That's all it is. It's fantasy talk. So the package does have a provision that would give some monetary relief. That's BS. It should have monetary relief. Period. The proposed bill, authored by State Senator Stephen Bradford, a Democrat from Los Angeles area, deals with the property takings. It would restore property taken during the race-based uses of eminent domain to its original owners, or provide another effective remedy to appropriate such as restitution or compensation. Well, first of all, that doesn't go far enough. And in my opinion, eminent domain is still being practiced. Okay. And you would have to dismantle all of eminent domain from happening in the United States. It don't make sense to do eminent domain when you got wide open land all over this country that's not even being used. And those locations never seem to get selected. It's only where some Black community is that they want to either wipe out the community, or they want to take and pluck away properties. It's still happening. Okay, it's still happening. So, but I don't think compensation should be just limited to people that lost their property. To me, that don't go far enough. They need to give it to all descendants of slavery. So let's go on. Black lawmakers are already anticipating an uphill battle. Well, yeah, you should have one because you don't have any direct payments in it. And without direct payments, to be honest with you, I don't care if this bill fails. I don't care if it does. They anticipate spending many hours to educate fellow legislator and convince them to pass the bills. Some of the measures could also run into legal trouble. Democratic Assembly member Corey Jackson, who represent a district of north of San Diego, is proposing asking voters to change California's constitution to allow the state to fund programs aimed at increasing the life expectancy of improving educational outcomes for, or lifting out of poverty specific groups based on race, color, ethnicity, national origin, or marginalized genders, sexes, or sexual orientations. I don't like that. I don't like that. That sounds like other people are included. That's what it sounds like to me. And number two, I don't like the fact that they say change California's constitution to allow the state to fund programs. We are not looking for programs. We are not looking for programs. And that's what I'm telling y'all. This alleged reparation package, that's all it is a package full of programs. That plan could face a similar constitutional challenge like the one that ultimately dismantled affirmative action. Other proposals include protections for natural and protective hairstyle. I don't want that in my reparations package. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want things pertaining to our hair in a reparations package. I don't want that in there. You won't put direct payments, but you're going to put some crap in it about hair. I don't want that in my reparations package. You can rest assured none of these other groups, even what the governor of New York is doing, I bet you there is nothing in that package pertaining to Holocaust beneficiaries' hair. I bet you when the Native Americans get their packages, nothing pertaining to Native American hair. I don't want that in our reparations package. To me, that cheapens the package. I don't want that in there. I'm sorry. I don't want that in there. Hairstyles in all competitive sports, and a formal apology by the governor and legislature for the state's role in human rights violations and crimes against humanity on African American slaves and their descendants. The caucus will flesh out the package in the coming week. I don't want no damn apology. Give me the direct payment. Screw your apology. I don't want this. I don't like what they got in here. I can see the property loss. That does make sense, but hair, I don't want that in there. You don't see hair in anybody else's any type of package, any other group get. You don't see no crap in there about no hair. I don't like this package. And like I said, I don't care whether this don't pass. I really don't care if it don't pass, y'all. I don't believe it would be any loss being that there's no direct payments in it. But they're all standing there smiling in the picture like they've done something special. Oh, we can't put direct payments in there because it's gonna upset the masses. Fuck the masses. Oh, sorry, y'all. F the masses. Okay, F them. Yeah, I mean, to me, they just don't have the backbone that it takes to push the kind of package that we want to see. And that's a shame that we don't have elective officials that are willing to go the full 9 yards on this thing and fight it. You're in a state, California, you're in a state that's giving all kinds of free money and health care to immigrants, but you can't stand up and fight for the reason why the descendants of slaves can't get this. And I would be in Gavin Newsom's face. Okay, so you're cool on the fact of direct payments, but you sitting up here hyping up free health care for illegals? Oh yeah, I bring that fight to him. He want that fight, I bring it to him. Ray Rock drummer, thank you so much for the super sticker. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. So they put together a programs package that they're trying to pass. That's all I see here. And it's not very impressive on top of that. It's not a very impressive package. And to me, you spent what, 2, 3 years working on a package, and this is the end result? California, you should be ashamed in presenting this to anybody. Oh boy, y'all. What a travesty. For real. What a travesty. And I quite frankly, I'm tired of being insulted. I really am. This is just another insult. All right, y'all. I'm going to post the link. If anybody want to come up and make a comment, I can let a few of you come up before we go. If you would like to, click on the link. Please take no more than about 3 minutes. to talk so that I can allow other people to come up and speak. So just go ahead and click on the link if you would like to, make a remark on this subject matter. Well, yeah, I mean, this should be a reminder that as long as we got the same elected officials in place, nothing is going to change. Unfortunately, the ones sitting there on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., they don't have the backbone to fight for this thing. And you can see, even on a more state and local level, they don't have the backbone to fight for it either. It's just more of the same. Shalom, Che. How are you? Hi.
Oh, Grand
Hi.
Rising.
Shalom. How are you?
Salam, salam. It's a pleasure to be able to finally talk to you. Um,
Yes.
yes, this is Jesse Paris, Che and Chroma. I'm usually in your chat, and I have my own platform, Frontline Black News and the Revolutionary Agenda. What I wanted to say, Lisa, was this is once again, this is a nothing burger. It's election season. These Democrats are desperate, so they think they're gonna try to pander to us because they have been listening to us, the new voices of the new black media, but they are not gonna do nothing tangible for us. And like
Right.
we said back in 2020, we weren't gonna get nothing tangible from a Biden administration, and people still went out. Our people still went out and voted blue, no matter who. And now we can clearly see we're not gonna get nothing tangible. Now I have followed the AB 3121 in California that Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, have put in effect with the Reparations Task Force, and that was set up to fail from beginning to end. First of all, the people on the panel weren't even of our lineage,
Hmm.
foundational Black American descendant of American chattel slavery freedman status. Second, they had OTBs on the panel. And then third, you do this whole report that comes out to be 1,000+ pages, and it's just sitting on Gavin Newsom's desk, collecting
Hmm.
dust like HR 40. So it's just nothing. It's another nothing burger. Uh,
Right.
like Californians, I hope y'all take this as a wake up call that these Democrats aren't gonna do nothing specifically for you. They're gonna prioritize non-citizens, illegal immigrants over you, give them health care, give them all these benefits. But you as a taxpayer and as an actual citizen that built this country, you're getting nothing.
Right.
So it's just a direct insult to our intelligence. And if you're talking about reparations with no cash payments, then it's not reparations. We
No,
don't
no, it's a package of programs. That's all it is.
right, and we don't need we don't need no more programs. We need what everybody else that got reparations got cash payments. When
Hmm.
the Japanese that were interning in the World War II, 20,000 of them or whatever they got direct cash payments.
Right.
The small hats, the short hats in Germany that were, in the internment camps or whatever, the Nazi camps in Germany, they got direct cash payments, and that didn't even happen here. That
Sure
happened
did.
across the world.
Hmm.
And any other groups you can name, these $5 Indians, whatever, they all got direct cash payments first.
Right.
Some
And
got
there's never
land,
there's
but they
never any complaint. Right. And I don't mean to cut you off, but there's never any complaints from anyone except for when it's for us. And it gets unnerving. You know why? Che, it gets unnerving because not only do the citizens here of different ethnicities complain, you even got illegals, people that aren't even legal in this country, got the nerve to come and give an opinion and say we don't deserve this.
yeah, like the audacity, the caudacity. Like
Hmm.
you go through 400 years of complete hell, build a whole country that benefits everybody else but you, and then you have the audacity to say that we don't deserve direct cash payments
Right.
when the GDP of this country for generations was generated off the backs of our ancestors. So they owe more than 20 trillion. 20 trillion is just it's just a little starting point. on Frontline Campaign, Frontline Black News, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhance the Revolutionary Agenda, we've been saying $100 trillion for
Mm-hmm.
past, present, and future atrocities that have been brought against our people and continue to be brought against our people. And we've been saying that for about 4 or 5 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
they need to get on board. Otherwise, we're just going to vote for the couch.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, technically, we've been fighting for reparations for over 150 years.
Yep. Since
Our
the Civil War.
forefathers were fighting for it.
That's right.
You
And
know, it's been a long fight.
we had the Freedmen's Bureau. They took all the money out the Freedmen's Bureau, stole all the money, and used it to create the Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they got all this money to
Exactly.
print for the scandemic pandemic. They got all this money to print for these illegal immigrants. They got all this money, trillions and trillions of
Yeah,
dollars
and they
just
got money for the yeah, they got money.
Ukraine,
They
for Ukraine, for
exactly. They
Israel,
got money for the new criminal class that's coming in.
but they can't pay us our reparations. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
Lisa, I love your content. I found out about you through Professor Black
thank
Truth.
you.
Shout out to Professor Black Truth. We would
Okay.
love to have you on our platform, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhance. It's on Blog Talk Radio. And
Mm-hmm.
we've been around for 8 years. We're based off the 50th anniversary of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense.
Okay. All right.
So if
Thank you
there's an
so much.
email or something, Lisa, if you could drop it in the private chat, that would be great. So I can email you and we can get you on the show. That would be awesome. Thank you for
Thank you.
allowing me to come up, and shout out to the chat. Salam.
Thank you. And shalom to you. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of invites, but sometimes, because of the timing, I can't always do it. But I was glad to do Kid Gravity Beyond recently. That was actually a lot of fun being on his platform. Super Mike.
Oh,
Shalom.
hey. Well, shalom, 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 shalom alaikum.
Hmm.
Hey, Sister Lisa Cabrera. This is the comment that I want to make on. And first of all, I love your content. Always listen to you for a long time. I don't even know how long. But anyway, but as far as this here, I think that the path forward for us as a group. Now, California, I am here, and I was looking at the reparations game, and I knew this was a game, but on the streets at the job, I help to generate uh, expectation, which can be good for us, especially in the new black media,
Hmm.
because what happens is we knew they were going to disappoint us, but that disappointment can be used to motivate our people into uh, functional plans of action. And what I say is we should know that they will not give us what we are wanting. So this is just a fact. But the people need to feel and understand that as a group, and that will motivate us to do what we have to actually do. What I would say is that we take a good 2-3 years, as a group, as a community of Black Americans, and we approve, debate and approve actual reparations, plan that we would like for the majority of us, something that's grassroots approved. And
Hmm.
then that is what is presented to the Congress. That's what's always pushed. That way we could push something and let them, but we can also kind of fund it ourselves, at least on the slow case, because this is all I'm saying is I know that a lot of us, we should be pushing hard and zealous towards reparations, but there got to be that other contingent of us. It's like, what, we need to build something for ourselves, because these people are just basically, coming up with different pandemics and schemes and poisons and stuff to just, snipe us off. Oh, as the years go. So, not to be religious or anything like that, but I would just say, Elijah Muhammad on the back of the final call, he had 8 states that we should be demanding. I agree. I would ask us to think about that. Not we should get the direct cash payments, but we need, just like what they call those. Native Americans and these people. We need a territory that we can actually run and control so we can live there, because they can't eminent domain us. If they try to eminent domain that, then, they're going to have to pay a price because we're going to be in control of everything in that spot. Now, we're not going to be a different country. We're going to still be Americans, but it's just the simple fact that we just have to have some area of this country that we can actually control. That don't mean every last one of us has to live there. It's just like they did with that, fake Israel. We had to have a area, that's part of, to me, real reparations. So that's all I got to say. And hopefully, you continue to do what you do and bless. All right. Peace.
Thank you. Yeah. Shalom.
Shalom.
Cheap Stocks TV. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Shalom. Shalom to you.
Same as well. Now, first of all, I was born and raised in San Francisco, California. So let's get that out the way. Now, when it comes to these techies, .comers, and all these entrepreneurs, they received a lot of tax breaks. Also, the reason why so many immigrants are allowed into California is because they want their vote. That's why they're giving them all these benefits and medical and all that, is because they want their vote. They know what they're doing. The political machine has been doing this for hundreds of years. They want their vote. They've been helping out the entrepreneurs, the ones who became millionaires and billionaires. They gave them tax breaks, and now they want to start taking taxes from them. And now these entrepreneurs want to move on to states that have no state taxes so it can save more money. But the deal is that in California, with this reason and these issues, I think it's time for us to leave the Democrat Party, leave the Republican Party, and start a third party. And also, a lot of these entrepreneurs are buying up land in California, and now they want to start building these communities. The same thing the guys who was just talking about. We need to have our own community, and we need to have funding through reparations that will lead to us being entrepreneurs ourselves, and we can have the forefront in the tech industry. That's what we need to focus on. That's what reparation would have done for us. We cannot continue with programs and jobs. It's not going to work. We're going to continue being at the bottom. Only way we can pass them and close the gap and surpass them is through reparations, where we can have our own land, where we can have our own property, where we can have cash grants, so we can start our own Silicon Valley. And that's the only way. No, nothing else is gonna help us. It has to be grants. It cannot be no programs. It cannot be no loans. It cannot be jobs. None of that is going to help us. We have to have funding, and also in free healthcare, no taxes, dental, psychologists, therapists. We need college. Everything need to be paid free. That's the only way we're gonna close the gap and surpass it. Now, when it comes to everyone else benefiting from reparations, I can start all the way back from slavery. The slave owner received reparations for freeing the slaves. Then we have the Homestead Act, what brought Europeans and whites from other countries to move out west to get land so they can improve the land. That's another form of reparations. Then we have the New Deal that got people out of their situation when they decided to invest in the stock market and became the Great Depression. And the New Deal gave them programs, gave them ways to get back on their feet. And they're the ones that had all this money, borrowed all this money, and caused the problem. Even the American Revolution, after that ended, we had debt. And now that's why the main reason why we have $33 trillion in debt right now. But yet they still giving all this money to all these people. And when I haven't even finished yet with reparations, Native Americans receive reparations. They've received reparations through the Dawes Act that gave them land. They also received benefits through the Seminole Wars, which they didn't even want to share with the free man. I can a whole list of people that receive reparations. Like the guy said before, with the Japanese Americans receiving reparations through the internment camps. I mean, Where does it end? Let's not even talk about the GI Bill of Rights, where veterans from World War II receive land, they receive property, they receive free education, they receive money to start their own businesses. They even receive money through unemployment. I mean, even redlining. I mean, the list go on. And then they had a war on drugs on blacks and put majority of them in prisons. I mean, the pipeline through the penitentiary. I mean, where does it stop? And everyone's benefiting. Even when immigrants come here, they benefit through the 14th Amendment and they benefit from the 15th Amendment. The 14th Amendment gives them citizenship. It gives them ability, if they have a child here, that person will become American. And then if they ever get a chance to vote, they receive it through the 15th Amendment. And then the 1960s, they received the voting rights. And you mean to tell me we still have issues with voting rights? We have a 15th Amendment and we have a bill, a legislation that helps support that in the 1960s, and we still having issues with voting rights? Really?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, they playing games with us. They're not taking us serious. That's why I think we need to vote a new third party in. We need to stop voting for these two political parties that have been around for hundreds of years. They want us to forget about our history, but yet they still fall in the Constitution. They still fall in the Declaration of Independence. They still following all of the Bill of Rights. They're still following things for 100 years ago, but want us to forget all our history and move forward. We cannot move forward until we receive reparations. That is the bottom line.
We can't move forward because, number two, they always say, we are always pushing the race card and all that nonsense. We can't push anything that's still actively going on.
Exactly.
It's still actively going on. So it's one thing if you stopped and it's not happening, it never stopped.
Right.
So,
it's still going on to this very day.
That kind of comment. Yeah.
And then on top of that, they have to understand not every black person is going to get it. We only make up 14% of this country. I mean, everyone won't get it. You have to trace back to your descendants. You have to trace back to a free man, either a slave or a free man. That's the only way you could do it.
Right. And number two, all of reparations that have been given out has been based on the past. Which one has been given out and it was not based on the past?
Right. I mean, you look at Rosewood. Rosewood in Florida received reparations. A lot of the descendants are able to get a free college, go to college for free. And this is recently. So everyone's saying this cannot be done. This can't get done. It can get done if we force them to it. We got to hold them accountable. We cannot let them keep taking advantage of us. We cannot let them just blow us aside and push us aside and continue with this foolishness. You don't need 100 legislations in the bill. I can make it real simple for you. What we need is land. What we need is property. What we need is entrepreneurship, grants to start a business. We need free education, free therapists. Everything should be tax-free. There should be no tax. There should be no programs. There should be no jobs. We should have our own land where we can start technology. We don't need no barber shop. We don't need no barbecue place. We don't need all this hair foolishness. We need to be in technology. We need to be at the forefront. We need to be pushing this. We
can do all them things.
Yes. We don't. If we serious about wealth, that is the only way we'll be able to do it. No other way. No, we would be in first place if we are able to get this. No, we should not be fighting for anything else as American citizens. And if they can't find the money, then guess what we can do? We can come up with a black tax. Anyone that comes to this country and gets citizenship, we can charge a black tax. If we can't get it from the federal, then guess what? We can have a tax and we can get it that way. We can get it that way.
Okay, brother. Thank you so much for your
comment. Problem.
I really appreciate you being on the panel.
No problem. And thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Shalom.
Thank you. Shalom.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to make a comment on the panel? Okay, here's the link. And, the bottom line is, y'all, what you're seeing with all the reparations is exactly what happened when the immigrants from Europe came over. When they came over, they got all kinds of money and perks and land and everything. And you're just seeing a repeat of it. When these folks tell you they did everything, they didn't need the government, they're lying to you. If you go back in their history, the whole history is welfare. The whole history of these other groups is welfare. So they're being very dishonest. LVZ. Oh
Sis,
no, LVZ.
what's up, y'all? What's up?
How you
It's
doing?
Hey, look, I'm doing good, sis. I got my mask. It's mask season, y'all. We coming to
Okay,
get them
yeah.
reparations. Don't make me get the mask on, man. They got to cut that check. All
Mm-hmm.
that foolishness, Lisa. I'm not hearing it. So basically, what the California Sambos are trying to do is push the same old to us. And we're not biting on this.
Oh
If you
no.
don't start, if you don't start with cash payments, this isn't reparations. We've got migrants coming across the border. They getting free rent, new lines of credit, nice houses, and damn cards with $4,000 a month on.
Exactly. And LVZ, that is an insult that they would know this and present this sort of package when it comes down to us.
Exactly. And this is in California. Look, I live in Maryland, y'all. In Maryland right now, I have a cousin who basically lost 70% of his vision because of diabetes. He can't work. He went to social services. They told him basically get out and get a job or become an immigrant with kids and you can get priority. This is no bull.
Wow.
If you go for social service right now as a foundational Black American, you are treated like a leper. Meanwhile, these coons are sitting up here giving everything to illegals and offering us a nothing burger with extra sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going for this. This is crap. I understand where the brothers say we need our own land. I'm just more of give us our check and we can figure the land out when you give us our economic
Amen.
base. We can make our own land up. The only issue I have with us having like certain particular spots where we're gathered, these people have already proven we can't have a neighborhood without them poisoning the water,
Mm-hmm.
bombing the neighborhood, or
Right.
something like that. So guys, I hear what y'all saying, but let's be realistic. These people, honestly, if they could get us all in one big spot, damn it, they'd think of everything they could with their treacherous mind to find a way to
Well,
sabotage and set us back.
it goes back to what you said a few years back. You said it's no good unless you have a military or some
Exactly.
way where you can defend yourself.
Exactly. All of the land in the world. Remember, people used to laugh at me when I said, well, if we're going to get reparations with land, I want nuclear missiles too. And people like, oh, no, that's too much. That's too. I'm like, dude, we're going to have to defend ourselves because if we all are in one spot, we got to be ready. We got to
Mm-hmm.
have a sound militia and a sound military. I think the way that we're working now by starting on code and getting on these Sambos next and letting them know this isn't reparation from state to state. This is a great start to a beautiful ending because we're going to get what we're owed. They're going to cut them damn checks, folks.
Yeah. LVZ, I'm glad you brought that up because a few years ago, I even heard some of our people talking on video saying, well, you can get the black cops together and they can be. I said, no, you know what? Black cops are coons. I don't want no coon defending me. You know,
Thank,
I just don't want that. I don't think that's a good idea.
thank you. Thank you. No, the last thing we need is a bunch of Sambos trained by white zaddy guarding us. No, they're not. No, look, haven't we learned from Sheriff David Clark?
Lord have
The
mercy.
right, Sheriff David Clark, the black lady down there that was responsible for the brothers getting beat to death out there in Tennessee and what she was doing in Georgia. We already know that these black police officers are not on our team.
No,
They're playing for the other squad, y'all.
they sure are. You got that right. Is there anything else you want to add?
Only thing I wanted to add: peace, love, reparations, and shalom to y'all. Love you, sis. And
Love
when
you
we
too.
gonna do the biscuits on them? Because we got a lot of people to talk about.
Oh man, we do. We got quite a lineup, don't we? We'll do
We
it soon.
gotta,
I'll reach out to you.
yes, because I can't wait to do it. Because oh my goodness, we got all the we gotta play the Buck in Them Eyes song again I got to sing Buck in Them Eyes live for Tim Scott. So the minute we do that, y'all stay tuned for when Lisa say we doing the biscuits. I will be singing Buck in Them Eyes live for Tim Scott.
Now you saw that picture I sent you with Tim Scott as Steven.
Oh my goodness, I was crying. Royal Cinnamon Mushmouth. I said, no, Mushmouth ain't grow up to be Tim Scott. And then I saw you had him as Steven. I said, all he needed to do was kiss Donald Trump on there. He would have been perfect.
Lord.
Because we say, I love you, Masters.
That was
it ain't that I hate Nikki.
That was
I love you.
LVZ, you know it's bad when even white folks was calling him out on that.
Yeah, right.
Woo, you know it's bad.
And when white folks are like, why are you bucking your eyes like that, dude? That's not cool. You don't have to do that. Hey man, do you want me to free you?
Wow. Yeah, that was I can't even describe how disgusting that was. I said, here is this big ass grown man telling another grown man, I love you. I mean, woo, that was embarrassing.
And then did you catch him do the Sambo speak? We is sick and tired. I'm damn sick and tired.
Yeah.
I said, are you serious? So yeah, these dudes might as well go head on and party with Tim Scott. These four that we seen right here.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're really not offering anything, unfortunately.
Exactly. And one thing before I go, y'all know the funny thing about these Negroes eating butter biscuits and doing all this coon stuff for butter biscuits, because Lisa, you would prove one time that back in the day they literally rewarded slaves for other slaves with biscuits, with buttered biscuits. And this was a phenomenon. I just one day I was sitting and I said, damn, how good were these biscuits? And then I said, hold up. Why were they cooning for biscuits that we were baking anyway?
Right.
So all of this buck dancing and shit that they doing, if you really think about it, it's the same way. They're buck dancing for money that we already earned anyway. They buck dancing for biscuits that we bake.
All right, here's what we're talking about. This is what LVZ and I are talking about.
Hey, Lisa, why I got dolphin teeth? You got killer whale teeth.
Oh boy.
This next press conference, y'all. What is that? The language of the dolphin.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did he just speak dolphin?
Yep. Well, LBC, thank you so much for coming to the panel. I appreciate you.
No problem, sis. Much love. Love y'all, family. We out.
Yes. Shalom. Shalom, Art.
Shalom, sister. Long time no see. We were on the panel like years ago, but we get to talk to each other.
Yes. Well, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Like to say.
Yeah, I'm glad you got Song of the South on the screen, or what do you call him, Mushmouth. And just on the side note, I'm just curious. Okay, he did the fiance thing. I'm wondering how that's going to turn out if he doesn't get that whole vice president bid. If she's going to go through it.
I don't believe he will. I believe that Tim Scott might possibly get a cabinet position. I do not believe Donald Trump is going to make him VP.
Yeah, that's what I figure, But yeah, that's a sad thing, And they call people on the other side weak and plantation or whatever, but I'm like, the biggest plantation is still right there on the right. That's what it looks like, But going to the reparations, I'm out here in California, and I've been keeping an eye on a lot of this stuff, and I'm looking at it from a strategic standpoint. Now, obviously, if they give us anything, anyone that's not black is going to feel a certain way, right? And we talking about any state. So are they using this whole? This is what I'm looking at. They're using this whole reparations as a dangling carrot, and basically, we're supposed to at least look in their direction without even getting anything, just like it was back in previous years. Mm-hmm. But I think that if one, whether it's New York, whether it's California, if one state would give in to what we want, then that's going to put pressure on the rest of the Democratic Party. That means they got to follow suit. So that means it's like they keep doing the whole, you know how it is when you put something up above and somebody try to reach it and grab it, but it's too high to get. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they're doing, because basically they know for sure if the black vote take a dip, like at least 30% or so, it's a wrap. So this might be like their insurance policy between California, New York, Boston. I don't know who else is talking about reparations, but this is something that I think that's supposed to be just in case we start to really, really fall off the plantation, so to speak. Mm-hmm. That's my view on it.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, sister. Thank you for having me up.
Mm-hmm. Shalom. Okay, so this is Shabaka EXP. Oh, I think I lost you. Okay, everybody. Let me just look at who gave thank you, Ray Rock Drummer. I did thank you, and Cyberdyne 100 Black Excellence Broadcasting. Thank you very much, and thank you for the donation. Oh, I think he came back. Okay. Hello, Shalom.
Yes.
Shabaka.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Well, I'm out here in Tennessee, just waking up, brother. Check to me that you was on. I definitely wanted to contact you, man, because
okay. I don't know. Okay, let me just stop you. I don't know what's going on with your mic, but you're breaking up real bad.
Okay, what about now?
No, it's still the same.
Okay, what about now?
It's still the same.
Okay.
Do you have another mic, perhaps? Do you perhaps have another mic? Okay, yeah, it's still not clear. It's very choppy, and I can't even understand what you're saying, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. So once Come on.
Okay, I still can't understand you. When you get done, just do the playback. That way you can hear how you sound on my end.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If you happen to have a different mic, you could perhaps try that.
Okay. All right. Let me try something else. Right. Just bear with me. Type over the laptop.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to remove you from the panel. If you can get it together, you can always come back on, because right now nobody can understand what you're saying. And I wish I could understand. Okay.
Okay.
LVZ, thank you. Reparations now. You ain't never lie. Thank you so much for the super chat. So everybody, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I thank all of you for being here. I thank you for, giving your input on the panel, and we'll definitely be coming back for another topic. And yes, this Tim Scott and Stephen Avatar, I shared it with a few people and they thought it was funny. So, you may be seeing it again in the near future. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day, and shalom.